Stefan Belson Company, and it's a great pleasure for me to talk this morning about the work of Roel Roelofsen. He took photography to a new level which didn't exist at the time when he made these fantastic prints. Now, a photographer in the Durban area, called Shepstone, had an opportunity to see these works, and through him we were shown these slides, and just the quality of the works immediately made us take the decision to have an exhibition of his work. Yes, the interesting history around the work of Roel Roelofsen is that he was hardly known in his own country, and normally with an opening night of an unknown person, sales are generally not that good, but one could see that his work immediately spoke to the audience, because we had some magnificent sales during the first night. I think what makes this work so fascinating is that, in fact, it was Photoshop done without any computers. Now, the process was very complicated, very time-consuming, and that actually adds tremendous value to these works. What Roelofsen did was that he took black and white photos, he used the negatives, transformed them into new negatives on high impact film, and to end up with a black and white image. These black and white images were then again further worked on by superimposing different images on top of it. In the end, to have a black and white final product that was photographed, the emulsion was then etched away from the negative, and Roelofsen, being a chemist and very well versed in working with food dyes, was able to color in these images. And just looking at the works, he must have had a very good sense of color. The works are all in primary colors, which are often difficult to match, but whenever one looked at one of the works, there's a peacefulness and a very nice balance. I think this is another very interesting and historical aspect of his work. Roelofsen had a fascination for construction, and during the late 60s, early 70s, when new skyscrapers were built in South Africa, he actually documented the works, and these documentations then ended up in being the fantastic works that we see today. I think if one just go back to the history again of Roelofsen, he originally started taking photographs to document the growing up of his children, and he joined the Johannesburg Photographic Society, Photographic Club, and through that his passion developed to take it to the next level. During the opening night, we had quite an interesting comment from one of the older clients of ours that said he immediately saw the psychedelic period of the late 60s, early 70s, when the LSD culture was part of our society.
My name is Roel Roelofsen was my father. Roel was one of the top color slide photographers in the world in the 70s, and his works were rediscovered actually by my wife about 6 years ago when my mom died. As usual, the kids go through all the belongings, and Michelle found this treasure trove of newspaper clippings, gold medals, and saw some of the slides and actually realized that this stuff is important. I did tell her that he was a good photographer, but I obviously never told her how good he was by the way she was looking at the stuff. To cut a long story short, it's been a journey of 6 years with lots of meetings, and Stefan Belson sifted through us and decided to exhibit Roel's works. It's taken off like a bomb. The whole story is very similar and parallel to the Rodriguez story, because Roel was known all over the world. He amassed a total of probably over 600 salon acceptances, over 40 gold medals, silver medals, all sorts of prizes. And his slides were often published in newspapers, magazines, in articles, and yet in South Africa he was basically unknown. And it's nice now to have 40 years later, he's eventually getting the recognition that he deserves. The way we decided to display Roel's images to the public was to scan the colour slides, which are very small. We scanned them digitally and had the images enlarged and printed onto 100mm bleached cotton paper. An interesting anecdote about 100mm is that it's one of the oldest existing companies in the world. It's probably between 250 and 300 years old. We really would like to thank Dr. Fred Scott and Stephen Wells and Company for exhibiting Roel's work. And may this partnership last for a long time more.
Artist's brand editor. I would just like to talk about how relevant these artworks are in this day and age. When you look at the photos, as Fred mentioned earlier, they look like they've been photoshopped. Although they were done 40 years ago, you can basically say he almost invented Photoshop 40 years ago, as Fred mentioned again, without computers. And for us as a family, it's just so amazing. And it means so much that his art is on display here at Stephen Wells Company. The pictures are bright and vibrant, as you can see. They are full of colours, and if you think about fashion these days, everything is bright and colourful. Nail polish, makeup, clothes, going to Mr. Price's home, all the scattered pillows for your houses, everything these days is just bright and colourful. And that is why they're modern and they're retro, and they're absolutely stunning. The exhibition has had a lot of media coverage. It's been in the Times, the Bild, and the Citizen newspaper recently this month. We were also on ETV recently on the news. And funny enough, the articles in the newspaper have all been in the investment section. So they are selling this art as investment art, and it's all reasonably priced. So for new collectors, it's a good way to start your collections, and for established collectors as well, it will be an excellent addition to all of that. The prints are all available in two sizes. There's a smaller one and a larger image, and there are only 5 prints of each size. So they really are a limited edition. They're selling like hotcakes. So if you want one, you better come get one. This image over here of the Twin Towers, Roel Roelofsen was invited to New York to judge a photographic exhibition. The New York skyline inspired him, and he took numerous photographs of the skyline. And he then produced this image. My father is actually paddling on Germiston Lake, and we'll superimpose that in front of the Twin Towers. And as a family, we have decided to donate this image to the 9/11 Memorial Fund in